Yeah, so Hetal, we are now live on ECA page. You can start.
Good afternoon, everyone, and we are back with Gujarat webinar. And today's topic is importance of music and movement in childhood. And we have our esteemed panelists over here. Without wasting much time, I'm going to start with my first panelist, and she is Miss Yogita Ahuja, founder of Story Circle Ahmedabad and Director of Storytelling Education and Arts India Council, Gurgaon. So Yogita ma'am, your first question is, what does brain science or research have to say about the connection between stories, music, and movement?
Sure. Thank you, Hetal, for having me on board here. And again, without wasting time, let me straight get into the answer to your question. The brain science says that when you tell stories in the simplest form, which is narrating stories using words, there are only two parts of the brain which get activated, which are the language processing parts of the brain. Just that. However, if you integrate music and movement into your stories, then up to 7 parts of your brain get lit up. For example, the visual cortex of your brain, the motor cortex of your brain, the sensory cortex, and the child feels much more involved, focused, and into the session. So the mental, emotional, and social physical presence is all there when you integrate music and movement into stories while telling and narrating stories to children. Thank you.
How wonderful, Yogita ma'am. This is really well explained by you. Thanks a lot. My next panelist I have is Neha ma'am. Harsha ma'am, would you please put Neha on the panel? Yes, we have Neha ma'am with us. She is the founder of Mindficent Edu Learning Services, and she is the ECA Territory Head, Bharuch and Ankleshwar. Welcome, Neha ma'am. And your question is how music can support social and emotional development of a child.
Thank you, Hetal. Hello, everyone. When we are talking about music, I would like to say music is magical. Through music, children understand that we can do something special and extraordinary together, which we couldn't do alone. So now, when we are talking about music, if you want to support a child emotionally, through music, they learn that music gives them calming effect. Music has different kind of soothing effect. It reduces negative stress or any kind of feeling. And if you really want to put some positive affirmation, music can help you. How? In this way, that like, I can if I think I can. In this way you can put many positive things in child's mind. Child will be very much emotionally strong. And when we are talking about social development, if you really want your child to be confident, if you really want your child to understand teamwork, mutual understanding, respect, then music is the best tool to do all such kind of thing. So music has a power to make child emotionally as well as socially strong, which is today's today's requirement. It is extremely important when we are talking about such kind of development. Music will help you to do that in a very, very easy manner.
Yes. So thanks, Neha, for sharing your inputs, and I really agree to it that music acts like an affirmation to all of us. And my next question is to our next panelist, and that is Ms. Rupali Tanna. She is the headmistress of Anand Niketan Geo's Ambli campus in Ahmedabad. Welcome, Rupali ma'am. And your question is, how can you imbibe music and movement in all topics and concepts in school? Ma'am, you are on. Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Hetal, for the introduction. And before taking much of time, I would just support what Neha said just now. Like that, music is a universal language where everybody can connect instantly. And movement is an indispensable thing in early childhood development. So, how do we embed? That is not a rocket science, but super simple. Just make use of the tunes of common rhymes which all our children know. For example, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That tune can be picked up, and any teacher can create her own song with the tune so that all children can participate in that song, and she can use the words like numbers, numbers everywhere. Let's go and make friends with them. Similarly, if we want to attract the children with Hindi language, we can use this song. मैं तो सो रही थी मुझे लायन ने जगाया. It is just a matter of grabbing their attention on the spot and with the movement. Movement also can be embedded in our all the concepts and the topics simply by making them aware of the basic sign language. For example, if a teacher claps once, all the students will either wave their hands or put their hands around the waist. So, before we do this exercise, we need to orient them with the sign language, which will again enhance their overall development of all the early childhood domains, right? So, music and movement activities actually supports the learning in all the domains and enhance their overall development.
Very truly said, ma'am. A principal is definitely speaking here. So, my next question goes to Sharmishta. I would like to introduce Sharmishta first. Sharmishta is the pre-primary educator at GPS Gandhinagar, and she is the ECA Ahmedabad committee member. Welcome, Sharmishta. And your first question is, what is body persuasion and why it is important to use?
Thank you so much, Hetal, for the introduction. Good afternoon, the audience. Coming back to your question, body percussion is an art of striking the body, making various sounds. And so you can say the human body itself is a only original musical instrument which we can use. So we can do a simple activity with the children. We can make them sit in a circle and we can just show them that tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap. This activity we do and we give them the instruction that this has to be done only 3 times. If you do it 4 times, you'll be out. Next, we again add a movement. We again increase the pace and decrease the pace in such activities. If we do such activities, children's concentration ability increases. It also develops their listening skills. They learn to follow the direction. They learn the vocabulary of the body parts. And the best part is they get confidence when they clear the first round, then they enter the second round and the third round. So gradually we use all the body parts in this movement. Thank you so much, Hetal. Over to you.
Yes, Sharmishta, you can continue.
Okay, there was some... Okay, let me tell you, there are almost 101 musical movements, out of which 50 are locomotor movements, which can be, we can roam around, skip, run, hop, jump, and out of which 50 are non-locomotor movements, which we can stay at our place and do it. And traditionally, there are 4 locomotor movements, which are like clapping, patting, snapping, and stamping of feet. That's all, Hetal, from my side.
So, Sharmishta, can we all have an exercise together right now with all the panelists with any of the locomotive movements? I'm sure you can just act and we'll follow you.
Yeah, definitely. We can do, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yes, sure, we can do that.
Yeah. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, give a smile.
Happy and you know, very nice.
I guess Yogita ma'am can join me.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay. And thanks a lot, Sharmishta. It was really wonderful. My next question goes to Anshita ma'am. I would like to introduce Anshita ma'am. She is a principal of Blooming Kids Preschool and ECA Rajkot territory head. Welcome, Anshita ma'am. And your question is, how does music help in the mental and cognitive development of a child?
Thank you, Hetal ma'am. A very good afternoon to my panelists and all the invited guests. As shared by my fellow educators, the benefit of music and movement in early years is unlimited. Hetal ma'am, it is a very good question. And I would like to share the benefits of music on the kid's brain from the scientific viewpoint. It has long been established that music promotes rapid cognitive development in children and it raises their IQ by 20%. But recent findings in brain scans and neuroscience underline just how profound these benefits are to a child's developing neural networks. Early brain development is all about building connections through the input from the outside world. And music provides rich and supplementary source of input as young brains develop. Exposure to music allows the young brain to soak in the range of notes, tones, and words, which they will later use. And in doing so, build neural pathways that can influence and enhance cognitive ability for a lifetime. Music helps build these neural pathways throughout the brain, but especially in the corpus callosum, a band of tissues which connects the two hemispheres of the brain. This, neurologists believe, conveys a whole range of benefits, including problem-solving ability and greater emotional resilience. A connection between music and math was also found during a neurological study. Music is considered as a right brain activity and math as a left brain activity. When combined, the child is engaged not only in the realm of thinking, but in all other domains of social, emotional, creative, and physical development. Here, I would like to share about a student from my preschool. He was a very smart boy, always enthusiastic, wanting to do everything. But the big problem with him was he used to leave everything half the way. Sometimes just walk up, get off, and it started to be a little troublesome for the teacher because she could not handle him with all the students in the class. We then consulted a developmental neurologist, and what she suggested was that when you take up activities, play a soft music in the background. What happens is that will soothe the child, and gradually he learned to sit, focus, and complete the task. We did get the results over a long period of time, and now the boy is ready to complete his classwork, pay attention, and we did solve the issues. So somewhere, definitely, music plays a very important role in the early childhood. Hey, ma'am.
Yes, very nice, very well said, ma'am. I agree that music is like magic to the brain, and you have explained it really very well. Now we have already got insights about music as brain science. We have about social emotional development, about how music can be used in concepts, about how body movement is important in music, about how it is important for mental and cognitive development. And now we move on to Vasundhara, who is going to enlighten us about music when it comes to parents' involvement in this. I would first like to introduce Vasundhara. She is the founder of Footprints Mother Circle, and she is the ECA Ahmedabad Territory committee member. So, Vasundhara ma'am, can you throw some light on how art and music as a blend of two mediums for the MI, that is multiple intelligence outcomes and optimization? Vasundhara ma'am, you need to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon to one and all the panelists. It has been very insightful so far, hearing from all of you. I add on a little color to the subject and our topic, that is music. Yes, there is a lot of movement. There is a natural inclination of children when it comes to music. But when we blend it with and our MIs, it is very, very explainable. We have been into MIs and understanding. Even now, after observation, we do and recommend it. We practice MIs outcomes. So to blend, the MIs are all interchangeable. They are in each child, in each student of our class. There are a blend of MIs. So art and music itself is a blend. You will see a natural inclination of students in after an observation that you make. There are rhythm and patterns that the children follow, but many out of them would practice it more. The frequency of their practice could be observed in finger tipping, in enjoying a musical session, a rhyme time, or during a transitional period or free time. They are more inclined towards musical instruments and exploration. And similarly are the children who would go into artistic, naturalistic behavior patterns of MIs. So during an art class, if you have music background played, the imagination level, the cognitive level, the eye-hand coordination is more concentrated towards the board that they are into. And yes, the outcome is enormous. We have very, very evident examples of Beethoven, who went deaf in an early age. But because means he had a high imaginative level, he would imagine notes and instruments. And even we have Mozart. As a matter of fact, if we have our own very own Rabindranath Tagore, he is a live example of what he created in Shanti Niketan. There was a blend of all the MIs that we know about. There was a blend of art, culture, music, the movement, everything was in a blend. In fact, A.R. Rahman, just to name a few, if we allow for music, the children who are more inclined towards music, if we allow independent usage of music into their projects, it could be a simple show and tell, it could be anything that to encourage a student, you allow them the independent usage. Yes, you can cultivate more of the music MI that can be built and further given a result to a very good and independent student. Yes, please encourage through Gardner's 3 recommendation that I reinstate, differentiate and individualize. Each one is different. So yes, if there are musical inclined children, do give them more priority, do give them as per their ability. Teach in different modalities, audio, video, kinesthetic. There are so many modalities. Play with them, ignite more musical inclination, give them encouragement, recognize. Very important, learning styles and MIs are interchangeable and unique. So each student that you cater to within your class, yes, has a unique capability, but as for our subject, music and movement, it is a wonderful tool to get more energy. In fact, to even calm down the student and to organize your class, yes, this is an effective tool even at home as parents or as teachers.
Well said, Vasundhara. I'm sure music is definitely an important and integral part of each and every person. And so this was our first round. We will be moving to the next round. And before we move to the next round, I would like to enlighten all the viewers that we have put up the form for the feedback. So would like everyone to click over the link which is put in the comment box and please fill in the form for this session. So moving ahead, my second question goes to Yogita ma'am. Ma'am, can you give us some examples how you integrate music and movement into storytelling?
Sure. Thank you. So for all those who missed the earlier part, as I said, that in case you integrate music and movement into the story, you can actually stimulate up to 7 parts of the brain for a child and allow the child to focus and participate in the stories as well. There is a special hormone, even I heard Neha talking about it, the emotional development. There is a special hormone which gets released, a chemical hormone, when you integrate music and movement, which is called oxytocin. That is the love or trust hormone. I'm going to just demonstrate that for you right now. So if all of you can clap, I have this little musical instrument with me. Just the way I clap, I tap here, I want you to clap, okay? Join me. One more time. Okay, so that was a little thing. Now, did you notice when we started, you were all like, and when we started clapping or integrating music, all of you started smiling and the smile started getting broader and broader. What is happening in the brain? And that's what happens with children also. Have you ever seen a child picking up a drum and drumming like this? The child will always be happy while drumming or tapping anywhere. That is the immediate calming effect and the happy effect because of oxytocin. And now I will give you an example of how do you integrate this music and movement into stories. So for example, I am doing a story of a little girl who wants to go and wish her friend who lives in another village a happy birthday. And she carries a gift of fruits for her, but between this village and the next, there is a huge forest that she has to cross. Now, she is a little girl and she's scared. But because she wants to wish her friend so very much, she wants to take that risk. And she is willing to cross the forest. Now, she has devised a way to give her confidence, which is every time she moves, she's going to sing, "Walking in the jungle, I am not afraid. Walking in the jungle, I am not afraid. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps forward. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps back." And now I teach this to children and ask them to sing it every time this little girl feels afraid. So will you like to join me when I sing? So sing after me. Walking in the jungle, I am not afraid. Walking in the jungle, I am not afraid. Walking in the jungle, I am not afraid. Your turn.
Jungle, I am not afraid.
1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps forward.
1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps forward.
1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps back.
1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps back.
And like this, the story goes on. There's music, there's movement. The child is involved completely into the storytelling session and happy and a happy learner. So thank you very much. So that was a little demonstration. You are mute.
Thanks, Yogita ma'am. This was wonderful. I also enjoyed singing with you. Moving on to my next question is to Neha ma'am. Ma'am, right now we all are locked down. Children are with parents. So can we all know that music and movement is a strength? We can use it as a strength to increase the family bonding. So can we have few activities from your end which is going to help the parents to have this bond with their children through music and movement?
Yes, definitely, Hital. When we are talking about music and movement, I feel that it is part of our everyday life. And when you really want to give musical opportunities to your child, you don't need some kind of extra material, and it's not expensive at all. The way Yogita has given lively session through tambourine, here is one more instrument which is homemade. Can you see this dabba? I have put some rubber bands and there is different sound. So children would love to do such kind of things. You can create many homemade instruments. Believe me, each and every empty box, whether it is shoe box or any kind of plastic or steel box, it creates different sound. So first activity is create homemade instrument. Children will love to do that. Second is animal theme party. So now children at home, you are also at home. There is lots of work parents are doing, but only 10 minutes in evening, if you are doing different kind of musical, these activities, it's definitely going to help. So in animal theme party, you are going to play any kind of music, but there will be cards or any kind of pictures of animals. If you need to pick up one card, if it is snake, you all will roll on the floor and dance with music. If it's kangaroo, you will jump and dance. So through like this, you are doing animal themed party, which has music, movement, fun, everything. My third activity is tissue dance. You need to put simple tissue paper on your head, and it can be a family activity where children need to put any kind of tissue paper on their head, and you will dance on the music. The condition is that tissue paper should not fall. So it would be fun. Fourth activity I would like to share is musical masterpiece. Children are tired of doing same boring activities, coloring activities. What you need to do is musical masterpiece. When music is being played, they will do the drawing or whatever they are doodling, any kind of activity. As soon as music stops, they will stop the particular activity. See the different stages of creation. At the end of particular track or song, there will be a masterpiece of which is created with the help of music. The next game which you can play is prop party. You can have the pattas, you can have balloons, you can have steamers or ribbons, whatever such kind of material available at home. Play the music, entire family should dance for at least 7 to 10 minutes. The condition is that none of the props should fall on the floor. Simple, hold the pattas, do partner dance, do balloon dance, whatever you feel like. Children need variation. They love this kind of, just give the names of these activity and they would be wait. When evening will be there, mama, papa, dada, dadi, we all will dance together. So these are few examples. One more example which is very easy, musical statues. Play the music, stop it in between, freeze what you are doing. Take photos of that pose, share on social media, share with friends. Children would love to see that how their friends are dancing on the same song, the different kind of faces. And if anybody is laughing or giggling in between, that person will be out of the team. So there will be a healthy competition. There will be a different kind of fun in this activity. So this was about musical statue, or you can tell the freeze game. One very important activity I would like to share is mood music. See, nowadays we all are feeling anxiety, sometimes stress. We are also getting upset because this is a different scenario. So now let's express our emotions through music. So play the music. For next 2 minutes, we all are going to do happy dance. Dance, jump, put your all energy in this, and it will be fun. The next will be angry dance. Show you angry emotions. See how mama looks when she is angry. See how papa is looking angry. So this is the angry dance. Then hungry dance. You are hungry. Mama is taking time to cook. Let's show that expression and dance. So this will be dance with the emotions. I have given the name mood music. This. And then there will be party island. What you are doing is here, there is a piece of paper, that is, you can take newspapers. You are dancing on newspaper, and each time the music stops, you are folding the newspaper. So you are not supposed to put your self out of that particular piece of paper, but you need to enjoy on that particular place. So through this, we are learning self-regulation. We are having fun. So these all are the some games. And again, when we are talking about music, it is connected with science as well. Take number of classes, put water at different levels. You can take wooden spoon or any kind of spoon and do the experiment. Children would spend hours doing all such kind of things. So these are the basic ideas where you don't need any extra material. You simply just need to give the name. Today evening we are going to do this. Believe me, children will wait for evening. Take pictures of all these activities, make memories, share with their friends, and they will feel, okay, my friend is also doing, I'm also doing. You can have dance on same song. So they are connected to their friends as well. So these are few ideas. And if you need, Hetal, if I have more time, I can share more ideas. You're looking at me, that is why I'm stopping myself. I hope.
We will have another last word from you. So, but Neha, I must say, wonderful ideas, and I can see the comments from the audience. They are in love with the session. They have just enjoyed each and every speaker right now who is talking, and we have a really lively audience today who is on and on and on putting comments.
Yes,
So
yes,
thanks
true.
a lot. Thanks a lot for all the ideas which you have given. Now moving to Rupali ma'am. Ma'am, can you please share some light on the 10 fundamental movement skills? Ma'am, your mic. Rupali ma'am's mic needs to be switched on. We can't hear you. Okay, so I think there is some technical issue here. Let's move to our next question to Sharmishta ma'am. Ma'am, how to bring other cultures in classrooms through music?
Thank you so much, Hetal, for this question. Before answering how to, I would stress more on why to. When we at this age serve different type of cuisines to our children, they eat tacos, nachos, pizzas, burgers, all Greek salads and everything. Even for stories, when we narrate them the stories, we go to some African country or Brazil or some other. Then why not the musical culture should be there in our classroom, and we teach them the unity in diversity. Why only unity and diversity has to be done on the annual function day or on the Independence Day or something? We can inculcate all these things in our classroom on a daily basis. Our curriculum or our lesson plan should have a musical movement lesson plan for everyday learning. Suppose if we are teaching them alphabet A, why alphabet A has to be only aeroplane, astronaut, or apricot or anything? We can take them to the state of Assam. We can teach them the culture. We can teach them their music, their dance. For children, the meaning of the word is not very important. The most important part is the joy of participating. So we can take that culture to our classroom and teach them about what musical instrument Assam is having. How do they make? It's made out of bamboo. What are the costumes over there? And trust me, they love dancing on the music, even if the music is unknown for them. Only the movement and the rhythm and the beat is more important for them. So my suggestion is that music and movement should be there in our daily curriculum, and it should be inculcated on the daily basis, with bringing other cultures in our classroom, not only on 15th August or on annual functions day. Rather than we can bring that every day, teaching them different song. I remember in my class once I just told them, not rain rain go away, I just told them in Marathi that yere yere pausa tulo dito paisa dala khota pausala mota. And they just enjoyed this, that oh wow. And next time when they came to my class, they were like that yere yere ma'am will sing that again. We'll sing that again. So they enjoy. It's not like that the language is the barrier for the music. You can teach them any music, any song, but it has to be rhythmic and they should do with that. And I would just like to say that even this body percussion can be done anywhere. It's a very no resources are required. We can do it on the playground. We can do it on the in the bus. We can do it wherever we go for picnic, because only our body parts, we need the rhythm and the. Over to you, Hetal.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because body is the only prop, so you can use it how you want, right? Thanks a lot, Sharmishta. We have Rupali ma'am with us, and ma'am, your mic is fine right now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want you to put some light on the 12 fundamental movement skills.
Okay, now Hetal, thank you. First of all, let us understand why are we talking about the fundamental movement skills, which can be shortly termed as FMS, right? So basically, let us try to understand that fundamental movement skills are very, very crucial, because It supports children's coordination and balancing skills. And it is broadly categorized under three subtitles, which I think Neha has already spoken about: the locomotor, non-locomotor, and the manipulative. So all these 12 fundamental skills, movement skills, are being broadly categorized under these three titles, which is locomotor. Now, locomotor movement are the ones which allows children to travel from one place to another place. The movement like walking, running, jumping, hopping, all these movements fall under locomotor movement skills. Now let us move on to non-locomotor movement skills. Non-locomotor movement skills, where children do not travel from one place to another place, but staying at their own place, they do different movements like stretching, flexing, bending. So these are the movements which falls under non-locomotor movement. Now we move on to the manipulative. Now manipulative movements are the ones which are done with the objects. So these are usually throwing, catching, kicking. So these are the movements which falls under manipulative area. Now, why are we saying that these are very crucial? Because as we all know, the preschool educators, that it has a direct connection with the brain. The more the child moves, because they are in a developmental stage, and it is the prerequisite of this stage of development where the body demands the movement. And if we do not offer them this variety of experiences and play activities, they will not get the chance to movement. As we see that in factory पुर्जे जब fit होते हैं तो हम उसको move करते हैं, right? Before we fix something, it needs to be moved and fixed in the right place. Similarly, the movement is very, very crucial in early years, and it, apart from the physical development, it also gives them a lot of happiness. Like Yogita ma'am said, children are always happy because they are getting what they need the most. So when we see children moving around, one thing we must notice that they get the idea of the space in their moving around. So it also enhances their visual spatial intelligence and kinesthetic intelligence. As we all know, there are three types of learners: audio learners, that is visual learners, and kinesthetic learners. So when we put these movements, fundamental movements, all three types of learners are being catered to, particularly the kinesthetic learners. And they may become the sports person, right? And some of them, they become the architects, because while doing this fundamental movement, they have a very good idea about the space they are in and how do they connect, where do they exist in that particular environment. So they get a lot of idea related to spaces, which is again very important for them in future. So according to me, fundamental movement skills have to be integrated in our daily routine activities at school. Thank you.
Well said, ma'am. It was really well explained, and I think Yogita ma'am needs to make a move. So, ma'am, before we move to the other two panelists, I would like you to give your closing words so that you could be free for your next webinar. Just a second. I think you will have to be put unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hetal, can you just repeat yourself quickly?
Ma'am, since you have to move ahead for another session, I would like you to give your closing comments so that then if you want to leave, you can leave.
Yeah, so to all the teachers, parents, and the co-panelists, everybody who's listening, I would want to tell you that play with music, play with movement. Our body, our whole existence is about music and movement. So play that. That's the natural way to help children learn, grow, develop. So on just signing off with a little song from Africa, which is Opiu Yairi, Opiu Yairi, Opiu Yairi, Lukama. This song is a gift from my friend from South Africa, Osiku Zalo. And this means open your eyes and look what's in front of you. There is a world of learning, there's a world of happiness in front of all of us. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Yogita ma'am, for being a part of this webinar. Thanks a lot, and I'm sure the audience has gained a lot today from you and all the other panelists.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Yogita ma'am.
Pleasure.
Moving ahead to Anshita ma'am. We do not have much time left, so we move on very quickly. My question to Anshita ma'am is building a physical endurance through music as a medium in early years. Can you just explain us something about that?
Yes, Hetal ma'am. For this, I would like to divide it into fine motor skills and gross motor skills. I will hurry up a little bit because we are short of time.
Yes.
But first, I would like to tell about the gross motor skills. Now, in gross motor skills with the music, when the rhymes are done, for example, when we have the "Here we go round the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush." In this rhyme, it's a total body movement. And the pitches makes the kids run around in circles in a fast mode and in a slow mode. So that affects their large muscles of the body. And when you sit down and have certain rhymes, where is Thumbkin? There is Thumbkin. Here I am. Here I am. So there, the small movements of the body are affected, and it's done with sitting. So the child can relax, and yet at the same time, the muscles and the dexterity is developed now. And again, when we have games, for example, fire in the mountain, run, run, run. At that time, they run around, make friends, and learn to coordinate and play. Hetal ma'am.
Very nice. Thanks, Anshita ma'am, for being short and crisp about your insights. My last question is to Vasundhara ma'am, and I want you to put some light on parental involvement through traditional music.
Yes, traditional music is something that we are born with. We, each one of us, have a healthy relation, healthy tradition, healthy family that is all revolving around us. We are what our families are. We have been raised, we have been, we sung out lullabies from our mamas. It may not have been in English or Hindi. It would have been generally in a regional language. So I recall, in fact, every one of us resonate on this part that yes, regional music, traditional music is somewhere getting a little lesser importance than currently the contemporary type of music, wherein rhythm is there, a lot of hype is there, jazz is there, a lot of movement is there. But what happens in traditional music is, yes, we get an ease, a calmer side, and even a reflective story in each song that is played. In fact, even if you recall, or even if you yourself, when you were nurturing your little baby and in the wee years, you must have sang to the baby some very old lullabies, and very, very, the ones that you must have been carried over by your nani or your mother or someone, because it has been close to your heart. It connects to you. So just to peep into one culture, that is an African culture in Himba, the tribe, they have a song of life. When a lady is pregnant, she goes to the forest, to the nature itself. She has some more mamas and her community also gathered up. They go around and they get into the practice of igniting or initiating a new song, making a new song, wherein the mother starts with the practice, and then that's the song that she carries every part of the life, whenever, if it is a mundane time, if it is a playtime, whatever time, even to call out to a child, to say, to emote, to say if she's angry, not angry, the tune changes. And anger, as Neha mentioned, there could be an angry movements as per music. Similarly, this music, this life, song of life, it fine tunes as per the circumstances, but it is carried on with the child till the end. In all, it acts as a pacifier, connector, acts as a motivator. So regional songs are so pivotal that they connect with traditions. We must never lose out our strings on that. And what better way than to have music and movement? Yes, we have talked about so much of examples and lovely tips by all the fellow panelists. I would just add on a smile, and that is, when you have you must practice S as set in. Set in an environment, as one of our panelists, Neha, has already mentioned. We can create an environment. So set in an environment. M is to motivate. Encourage your student, motivate your children to participate through art. On that particular setting, that is a scene that you're creating. It could be a regional song of Gujarat or Rajasthan. You can set in that tempo and motivate them to do some artistic stuff. Also, make some instrument similar to that state or that tradition. And so this motivation can also help as an engagement tool during any period that you are having. I is be innovative. Innovation is very important. Bring in, we are all inside, so there is bartan, spoon. Hamare Priyam ne bhi bola, he has given us a good tool, thali and the spoon. Yes, we can create so much of musical instruments within. Neha gave an example of that box and the rubber band. So much. So innovate. Think of some ways. There are empty jars, tapeli, there is bowl, there is plastic bowls, there are everything. I mean, there's so much that you can explore. Once you create your interest, the innovation happens itself. So innovate some tools and try to have it as in Rajasthan ka hai to ek sitara ek tar le liya apne. You take coconut shells and make something, so you can do that. So it will be fun, thematic, and very traditionally ignitions of music. You have L, let in. It's not just always you in the front to lead. Why not have your children, your spouse, your parents who are aging, let them in, bring their ideas, let them contribute, as in what would they like to do in that scenario, in that setup. And lastly is E, encourage them to make anything, to either be it a loud sound, either be it soft sound. Then we have the rhythm set, a high tempo, and then we have the rain song. We tap our finger 1, 2, 3, and then the rain. We can hear the sound, or we can recollect a sound, or redo a sound. Similarly, the tempo also of this setup can be done. No one is going to come and ask you, what are you doing in your class, or what are you doing inside your house? It's not just lockdown. It is, yes, lots of fun in this down. So yes, this tradition that we have, when we practice smile, we will relive our own childhood as adults. We have been into a circular path of life, wherein we have seen all parts of culture through visual aids, that is movies. Maybe we have read them, but why not even take our children around? We are so much into moving to vacations on an abroad destination or a hi-fi destination. This is the time to go within. This is the time to have your children reunite with what music is. I myself was not very much known to Gujarati music. I am hearing to some Malhars. I'm attending webinars of some old ancient traditional music setup. There are Sufi songs. There is so much power. There is so much of inner core self-realization through the musical traditional music that we have. So why not get together and have it over with our children, with our parents? In fact, why don't you practice a circle? We have story circle. I am Mother's Circle. I'm the founder of Mother's Circle. So this circle is so powerful that we can create this musical circle within our friends, family, students, fraternity, teachers. So this music circle, one starts with the music, the other one stops, and then recontinues. So that would be so affirmative, so positive. And yes, you are a music composer by the end of the time.
Thank you very much, Sundara. I know there is lots to talk about music and movement. Once we start, we do not stop, but then we have some time limitations. So we wrap up over here, and I am having heartfelt gratitude to each and every panelist over here. Just a last closing word. Over here, I'm not making it closing words because we don't have time. So I make it as a rapid closing word from each one of you. Yes, Neha, last word from you to the audience.
So, dear audience, you have esteemed panelists have shared number of ideas. Make sure in this lockdown you are giving children gift of music, movement, and memories. And do whatever you feel like. Enjoy, click pictures, preserve it. You are going to enjoy it after so many years. So never forget, math, science, of course, but along with that, now include one more thing, that is music, movement, and movement. It's going to help you a lot. Take care. Thank you so much. Thank you, ECA, for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Rupali ma'am, your last words.
Yes, sing, dance, and enjoy. Simply, just we all are bathroom singers. Don't worry. Don't be free, stress free. Sing, dance, and enjoy. Keep safe. Stay tuned. And thank you for having me on this platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Sarvishta, your last words.
Yeah, as said by Rupa ma'am, just enjoy. My words are like, don't talk. Whatever you want to convey to the family members, sing and convey. Whatever you want to, like, bhook lagi to bhi gaa ke bolo, kuch chahiye to bhi gaa ke bolo. So inculcate that, and you can dance also, and you can have a good family time. So lovely having you. Thank you so much, ECA, for giving me this
Thank you,
platform.
Sharmishta. I'm singing and telling you thank you. Thank you, Sharmishta. Yes, Anshita ma'am.
Yeah. He does say music is an international language. Make the most of it. And a big thanks to ECA. Namaste.
Thank you. And Vasundhara, last words.
My last words is yes, daily practice Om. Om is the universal sound of our core. So when we unite with our core, there is a blissful musical movement within us. We are more organized, far more sighted into seeing the next very step and being mindful. So practice Om on a daily basis and be musical. Thank you, ECA. Thank you, Harsha ma'am. Thank you, Hetal, for being a wonderful moderator for all of us. Thank you, panelists. And much love to Swati ma'am. Thank you for being here. That is my existence. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So we wrap up over here, and I am sure the audience has enjoyed this session a lot. Thank you to all the panelists, and we shall keep coming like this to enlighten each and every person out there. And thanks to ECA for and EPA to get us together through such webinars. Thanks a lot. Signing off from ECA, Gujarat, and thanks to all the viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.